Today we're checking out the Gretsch 140th Anniversary Double Platinum Penguin. Now I've had this guitar for a few months now, and I did a couple videos on it when I first started doing my YouTube stuff, and I've kind of come a long way with my editing skills and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to do a video that kind of gave this guitar a little bit more justice. If you're actually looking for like a proper demo review, this is kind of more of that video. I just wanted to show it to you guys and show you a couple of demos of some different styles of playing that we're going to get into here in a minute. I'm going to show you a couple different, pickup positions and different style of riffs and stuff. It has the FT67 Filtertrons on it, so if you're looking at basically any guitars with those pickups, this video can hopefully give you a pretty good idea of what they sound like. Now that first little intro jam I did, that was kind of heavily compressed. I've been messing around with this Walrus Audio Mira that I just bought. I also had the JHS Clover PreAmp on, pushing my Vox AC 15. So that's kind of what that was. That was more just me doing a little bit more of my style of jamming. But here in a second, I'm going to show you some stuff with some kind of different little simple riffs, but just to kind of really highlight the difference in the pickup positions from the bridge to the combined to the neck and stuff. But let's kind of talk about some of the specs real quick before we get into it and take a little closer look at this guitar. Now, this guitar is the two-tone stone platinum, that's the color, over pure platinum. It is a nitrocellulose lacquer finish. Now, some people say that kind of helps the guitar breathe. It's an old school style of paint. They say it has a lot to do with, the tone woods, the way it lets the wood breathe. I'm not real sure about all of that, but I do know that when you pick this guitar up, this was the main thing I noticed when I first got it, is that it really, really has an open, airy sound like a hollow body. The website actually advertises it as a hollow body. Technically, I guess it's chambered. They say the bracing, they call it chambered. But I personally think it has a lot to do with the Bigsby. But when you plug it in, obviously the Filtertrons are kind of responsible for, what tones you're really getting, I think. But you can strum this thing and it reminds you of a banjo when it's unplugged, basically like an acoustic guitar or a banjo. It has a very airy, open sound, unlike any electric I've ever touched. Let's see, let's look at some more stuff here. I'm just reading this right off the website, the Gretsch website. The fingerboard is ebony. It is a mahogany body with a solid Adirondack red spruce top. It has a 12-inch radius fingerboard with 22 medium jumbo frets with rolled edges. It has the mother of pearl neo classic thumbnail inlays. Now, this guitar overall, when you first pick it up, it basically reminds me of a Les Paul in the hands. It has kind of a beefy neck. They call it their U shape, but it kind of feels like a Les Paul. I would kind of want to mention this. The only one thing that's kind of a gripe for me with this guitar, it's kind of, it looks awesome on the guitar, is that little chrome arm piece that your forearm actually rests on when you play. The way I play, the way I hold it, it actually is like constantly cutting into my forearm, so it's kind of uncomfortable. I've had hairs get hung down in there and stuff. It's kind of uncomfortable, really. It's like it should come on up farther up the guitar a little more, I personally think. But let's see here. It's got the chrome hardware. One other cool thing about this guitar is it came stock with the Shaler style locking guitar strap buttons. I've always used Shalers for years now. 20-some years I've been putting them on all of my guitars. But this is the first guitar I've ever bought that actually just came stock with the actual strap locks that I use. So that was pretty cool. The control knobs they're calling jeweled arrow. They look like some sort of maybe an aquamarine, I guess you could call it. That's what I would say. I don't know if it's zirconia or what it is, but it's a little different than the regular, like the ruby style that's on the classic white Penguins. It has the Grover Imperial locking tuning machines, which is pretty cool. That thing, I mean, they hold really good tune. They don't even have any string winds on the tuners at all. When I first got this guitar, the string was just pushed right up through the hole and just locked in place. They didn't even wrap it around any. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's worked so far. I still have the same strings on it, and they're doing great. It's about time for a string change, though. It has the silver sparkle neck binding. They call it the silver sparkle. That's on the headstock and the neck. And it has lumen lace side dots, the little dots on the side of the neck, so they actually glow in the dark. The nut material is bone, so it's actually a real bone nut, so that's nice. That's always nice. The neck material is maple. It has a commemorative 140th anniversary head plaque, and it has the little special 140th little symbol on the back of the headstock, which is pretty cool looking too. But let's get into the actual recordings I did here. Each one of these recordings, I'm going to show you the bridge pickup, and then the combination of the bridge and neck, and then the neck. So each little riff that I do is going to be in that exact order. It'll be bridge, combination, then neck. So I'm not going to do any talking during this part of it. I'm just going to let you know that that's the order on every single riff. It's going to be that order. So let's check those out. Alright guys, well hopefully that give you a little bit better of a demo than some of the other videos I've done on this guitar. So you can actually see kind of what the different pickups can do, the Filtertrons, you know, the different settings and stuff. They advertise this guitar, the pickups on it, to be more of like a robust low end. It's kind of a little bit more modern, something a little bit different than the TV Jones that come on some of these guitars nowadays. Now they just come out with that Paisley one within the last couple months now. Personally, I don't really think that one looks as classy as some of these other Penguins they've done, but it's cool looking, but it's not exactly my favorite that they've done. They have a lot of other cool Penguins they've been doing over the years. They got that smoke gray one, the gold one, but these guitars they're just extremely high quality. I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there in Japan when they make these guitars, but these things, this guitar is the nicest guitar by far I've ever owned. It really is. It really is awesome, and there's no other guitars, as far as I'm concerned, that sound and feel like these guitars. They definitely do their own thing. But hopefully that gave you a little bit of a look at kind of what this Penguin is, what it sounds like. And check me out later if you like this video, and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if this kind of stuff interests you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.